What up, guys? In today's video, I want to show you and explain something you've been asking me multiple times through DMs on Instagram, which is basically how I backtest and how I gather data. I know I did a video about this before in the past and I posted in this channel, but the thing is now things have changed a little bit. Now I've become a little bit better into how gathering data, and I have an idea and I want to do a better explanation for you guys that keeps everything more transparent, more simple, and more clear for you guys to be able to apply it right away after watching this video. So I don't want to make this super long. It's going to be super straight to the point. So let me just minimize my thing here. And we're going to start by, so basically it's going to be divided to 2 points. So the backtesting software and your trading journal. So those are the two things. Backtesting software, where you're going to backtest, and trading journal, where you're going to log your trades. Those are the two things I use to gather data and to collect data, right? So first, this is not a partnership. This is not a collaboration. I'm just recommending something I've been using for over 3 years and a half, if I'm not mistaken, which is Forex Replay. This is personally the backtesting software that I'm using and I've been using, as I said, for a long time already. And you're going to create an account with them. I know this is not free, so you don't get a free membership. So it's something that you need to pay. You need to buy a subscription. You can decide if going for the monthly plan or the annual plan. By the way, if you guys want to get a discount, just check the link in the bio and you can get this a little bit cheaper with a discount code I have for you guys. But the thing is, this is 100% needed, and you don't really need to go for Forex Replay. You can also go for TradeSella, which is also really good. But I'm personally recommending something that I've been using, which is Forex Replay. So just check it out, create an account, get your membership, and then this is basically how it's going to look after you open your account. So of course, this is more data, so this is going to be in blank. But what you're going to do is the following. First, you're going to go here where it says, in this part where it says, let me just check here. So it says basically this part, so strategies. You're gonna build and create your own strategy. So these are a lot of strategies. So you're gonna go in here and create and click where it says create new strategy. You're gonna click here and you're gonna create your own strategy. Let's say, for example, in this case, I'm gonna use just the one I have, right? But you're gonna write here, let's say, for example, Rosal Trading 1. You can write here in the description whatever you want, and you just click create, and your strategy is created. What strategy means? Basically, what your approach or whatever you're going to link your trades to. So you want to link your trades to a specific strategy so that you can actually measure your data. So we already have, in this case, the strategy. So now what we just do is we go to the house bottom here, and what we do is we create a new session. So we go here, we click new session, we go into the advanced session, and in here you write the session. So let's say, for example, let's actually check what trade I should be testing now. So let me actually go here. So let me actually see what trade. I'd say, for example, that I'm going to test. Let's keep things simple. Let's see that I'm going to test, for example, Euro USD. So Euro USD, let's say that I'm going to test it in 2022 in here. And I usually like to name it, so RT. Then in here, you're going to look for your strategy. So in this case, my backtesting session, which I'm testing right now, it's called RT Data 3.0. That's the swing trading strategy. And then in here, this is optional. You don't need to create one. So I'm just going to write mine specifically because I created a layout. So I updated already with my colors. So my colors are already implemented in this layout. So I don't need to change them. But if it's your first time, you just change them after you just create the session. In here, you can select your balance. So let's leave it at 100K. And the assets, as we said, we're going to be trading Euro USD. And here then next, we just click our initial date and end date. So let's say, as we said, we're going to test 2022, so January 1st, and in end date 2022, December 31st. That's it. And then we create a session. We're not going to touch anything here in smooth candles, auto update. We're going to keep things simple because the idea here is to just test and not overcomplicate things. And this is just the best way to see the markets in a good perspective. So after we create the session, everything loads and we're basically in 2022 Euro USD. So what we do here, so we did the first part, which is creating our session. So we logged in Forex Replay, we created our account, and then we created our strategy, and then we created a session, and now we're in our session Euro USD. So now it's the fun part, which is actually testing. So what we're going to do here is just forward test. So we're going to, this part, go to 4 hour. Let's say in my case specifically, I trade the 4 hour time frame. So I'm going to forward in here by clicking this part, and I'm going to just click to move price to the right. What happens here? If I see a setup based on my rules, based on my plan, something that matches to my actual trading system and my approach, what I'm going to do is the following. So in this part, this is exactly, and it works exactly the same as TradingView. So you can add your favorite tools here and everything. The only part is that you're going to actually place a trade. So let's say that I want to take a long position in here. So let's say that I want to enter in market entry. By the way, this is not the way I trade. This is just as a random example. And let's say that I'm going to target a 1-2 risk reward. And like I said, I want to enter market order. So I go here, place order in this part. And here I just click market and I click save. Boom. So now I'm currently in this position. So what I'm going to do is just move forward, right? I'm going to move forward and we'll see what's going to happen, right? It was a take profit. I can't complain about it. So what we're going to do here is the interesting and, well, not interesting, but the most critical and important part of actually testing and gathering data, which is journaling our trade. Why? Because there's two types of traders. Trader A, which tests and tests and tests and go back in time and backtest as many trades as they want, but they never actually journal and log their trades in an actual trading journal. That's Trader A. And Trader B, who actually takes the time to not only backtest, but also journaling the backtesting sessions he or she took. And you need to be Trader B because it's extremely important to have a trading journal because of the following. So what you're going to do here is the following. You have the trade. Let me actually move my camera so you guys can see. You're going to go here in the camera section. You're going to click copy link, right? Let me move my camera again back to its place. And after clicking on copy link, you're going to open your trading journal. So the trading journal I use is my own trading journal. If you guys want to get this trading journal specifically, you can get it in the link in my bio as well. But the important and good part of this is you guys don't really need my trading journal. You can actually build your own. You can maybe search for another one out there. But the important part is that you guys include two specific things, which I consider are the most important ones. So in this case, let's say that we're gonna journal this one. So what you do is, if you of course use my trading journal, you're gonna click here. So Euro USD. You're gonna write the date and time. So it was executed exactly at January 7, 9 a.m. So in here 9 a.m. January 7, 2002 in this case. And what happened here? Well, we made a 2R in profit, risking 1%, right? So we made basically 2,000 because we're risking, in this case, we had a 100K account. And what happened here? Well, take profit. It was a long position. And here's the important part. You're going to paste the exact link, right? So why we need to paste the links? Because that's the actual importance of backtesting and journaling, so that you can not only measure your metrics, but most importantly, be able to go back in time whenever you are going to check your journal, because that's the main important part of it, to actually go back and check your journal, to check what you're doing good and refine if you need to refine, of course, and to be able to check your trading or your trades overall by opening the links. So in my journal, you can literally do the following. In this part, you can go to this section, so select trade, and you can, for example, say, let's check my losing trades, so stop loss. So all the stop loss here, update, and you can open a couple of links. So let's open this one. Let's open this one, for example, and let's open this one. You guys need to understand that I've been using and collecting this specific sheet for a while. So I've been backtesting for almost 2 years now in this specific trading journal. So of course I have a lot of data inputted already. But when you guys start, of course, you're not going to have enough data, but you need to focus on having a big sample size so that you can actually measure and start jumping into conclusions. Well, not jumping into conclusions, actually making some conclusions based on data. And how you actually do it? Well, there's 2 parts. 1, checking metrics, and 2, checking your trades. So whenever you open your specific screenshot, so let's say I open this one, okay, losing trade on NZD CAD, then USD, losing trade, then a losing trade on Euro USD, right? There you go. And that's actually how you can start building that pattern recognition. And then you say maybe, okay, actually, I want to see my winning positions. I want to see how they usually look before, for example, going and taking some trades in the live markets. I want to actually go dive into my winning trades based on my testing. So I'm aware of what should I take and what should I avoid. So let's open this one, for example. Let's open this one. And let's open this winning position here. So this long position on NZD CAD, then AUD USD, this short one, and then GBP CHF. Okay, now I'm aware of it. Now I can actually build my pattern recognition. Because if you're a trader A who only backtest and you just forward, take trades, and you forget about this one because boop, you just erased it and you didn't journal it, you most likely will never actually build a pattern recognition. While trader B will be consistently checking his trades, checking the break-even trades, checking the losing trades, and checking the take-profit trades, and building the pattern recognition to identify actually what setups work and what setups don't work to start improving without changing strategy, just improving their edge. That's it. And then you can actually understand and measure and evaluate your data analytics, so your metrics. Understand what's your win rate. In this case, 39.1% based on 301 trades. What's your R return in this almost 2 years of testing? How your equity curve looks like. What's, for example, your total R if you were closing your trades at 1-to-1 risk reward, for example. So being able to measure actually if is it actually better for me to hold my whole position for a 1-to-3 risk reward, or is it maybe better to close my full position at 1-to-1? And every single one of these metrics, your performance by month, your additional insights, so your total wins, total losses, you can see that I lose more than I actually win, but I can still make profit. Entry type, so how many of my trades are long and short, at what time usually my trades open, my win and loss streak, so my maximum winning streak, my maximum losing streak, my best performing and worst performing pair, and my trade frequency, for example, which is super important. I usually, based on my data, I take around 12 trades per month. So knowing how much I should be taking in trade frequency every single month on my trading life. So this is basically the important thing about it. Having all this data in here, right? Having everything saved up on your journal, and you can create as many trading journals as you want, because that's the idea, to refine based on testing. Not jumping into the live markets without actually knowing if you have a proven edge and proven strategy. This is actually what you need to do. Before doing that, focus on building your edge by gathering a lot of data, backtesting as much as you can to build up that edge, build up that consistency, and realize if you actually know what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing, know that you have profitable data. You don't need to change anything. You just need to replicate this exactly in the live markets. That's it. So, yeah, that's in simple words. Well, I always say in simple words. I always say that I'm going to speak super fast, but always the videos are long. I don't know why, but I like to talk. I like to keep everything super clear. So that's basically my approach and the way I backtest and the tools I use. So in simple words, I use the Forex Replay to backtest as my backtesting software, and then everything I journal it on my trading journal, which, like I said, you don't need my trading journal to journal it. You can use any other trading journal out there, paid or free trading journal, whatever you guys want and need, but you must journal your specific screenshots. So save up your screenshots to be able to see your trades, and also in a trading journal that shows you these types of metrics so you can actually understand how your edge performs in the long run. So yeah, guys, that was basically all for this video. And if you guys want to see more videos like this one, just let me know
let me know in the comments. And like I said, if you want my trading journal, you can find the link in the bio. Same thing as if you need a discount code to use Forex Replay, it's also in my bio. So let me know what types of content you guys want to see more often. And yeah, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure to do it there. That's where I usually post the most. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.